What's the number one reason someone will buy from you? It's because they trust you. And the smartest business people of our time all know that more trust equals more money. But how can you build more trust into your marketing to get more leads and sales? I've launched over 600 ad campaigns in over 120 industries, and today I'm going to give you my 12 best social proof hacks to get people to trust you. I'm showing you a real training document from my agency with real life working client examples so you can get ideas and inspiration to plug and play into your marketing today. Okay, let's get started with number one. Okay, so starting with number one when it comes to social proof. And when I'm showing you these, I want you to figure out how you can get as many of these onto your landing page or in your marketing as humanly possible. The other thing that you have to consider is what's more powerful. For now, let's just figure out what you have. So number one is the before and after. And you want to use this anytime you have a really clear before and after images that demonstrate the transformation that your service does. Now, this is easier for some industries than others, like weight loss, like renovations, like hair restoration, junk removal, etc. So in my agency Persuasion Experience, we use this for landing pages and for results, right? So we might show a screenshot of somebody's Google ad account before we work with them and the Google account after. We might show the landing page that they were sending Facebook ads to before and the Facebook ads after. So you want to think, okay, what's their big outcome and can I tangibly show some sort of before and after? The goal here is leveraging the power of demonstration. So imagine if I was talking about landing pages and I was like, oh, I'm really good at landing pages. I make heaps of landing pages for my clients and I never showed you the before and I never showed you the after. It loses the power, it loses the authority. And so that's where the before and afters come in. So pause here, take a second and think, what sort of before and afters? How can you demonstrate this in your marketing to build authority and proof and trust? All right, number two. Okay, so number two is celebrity endorsement. And I love this one. Well, one, because a lot of our clients are freaking awesome and they've actually worked with celebrities, and when we can leverage them at the ad level, we can leverage them in the landing page, etc. And it really helps, right? One thing you have to be careful though is if you're like a bigger brand, like some of the ones that we work with, and you're seeking out celebrity endorsement, is to make sure that it's actually aligned with your brand and they don't have too many celebrity endorsements and that they genuinely like your product and use your product. That's what you want to achieve. But not everybody has celebrity clients. So this is another more tricky way that we can use it in our client campaigns. And again, it doesn't work for everybody, but I do love this tactic. So when it comes to celebrity endorsement, we can use what they offer and a celebrity has endorsed. So as an example here with this weight loss, this client hasn't helped Oprah or Rebel or Amy Schumer, but these people have openly spoken about Ozempic and the weight loss drug. So while we can't say like, hey, they have used this doctor, we can say, hey, here's some quotes about what they said and how it changed their life. So that's a different way that you can use celebrity endorsement. So what you want to think about is what I sell, like this could be in finance, right? And you could use a quote from Tony Robbins, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. And the way to make this work is to understand who your audience aspires to be and who they look up to, who are their heroes. Because if you can find a quote from their hero or someone they aspire to be, and you can use that to tie it, even if it's a little bit loose, into the thing that you sell, great, amazing. Another way that we've done this is through like clout jacking, right? So for our hair restoration doctor, who is genuinely awesome and genuinely the best, we got him to do some like TikTok style ads where we did a David Beckham, we did a Mr. Burns, we did a Vin Diesel, and some other like before and after hair transplant. Now, he wasn't the doctor that did David Beckham, but he was like, hey, David Beckham may or may not have had a hair transplant, wink, wink. But if he did, like, here's what I can see happening. And here's what I do for my clients. So you can also clout jack celebrity that way as well. Okay, so number three, and this is building the authority of the founder. Especially when we work with bigger companies, they're like, no, we don't want to have a face of the brand. We're a company, like the founder doesn't want to be involved, whatever. Okay, but people want to do business with people. And one of the things that we use in our marketing that makes it work is called an affinity link, right? And so an affinity link is like, hey, I'm just like you and you have these problems and I understand you. Look, like I was once like you, and I understand you, now I'm here. Or it's just, hey, I'm a real person, not some faceless company. Like, I care about you and this is the offer that we have. So there's different ways to do authority of the founder. For us, we try and integrate this as often as we can. For bigger brands, not always doable. That's where we'll try and leverage a lot more celebrity or a lot more like just testimonials and case studies, etc. And that's okay if you don't have it, but ideally you do. And when you do, what you can show, ideally, is a proven, repeatable system. Proving that you did it for yourself, repeatable that you've done it for a lot of other people. It just builds a better connection. And then we can intertwine that in the ads and the landing pages. So here's a few examples of how we've done that. And so you might leverage logos, you might leverage credibility, you might leverage how many people you've helped, and just examples of how you've already done what you're selling to them to do. So a really big one, pause here and think about it, is how can you build authority of the founder? Or is there somebody in your business? It might be a general manager, it might be a founder, it might be a CEO, but who is going to be able to relate to the market and put a real human face into the brand? That's really what we're trying to do here. And obviously build that authority as well. Because in marketing, you can be a commodity or you can be an authority. And if you're a commodity, then you're just another, right? People just care about your price. They don't care about your value. The more authority you build, the more you can charge, the better types of clients you attract. And that's why this is really important. Okay, next is the video testimonial. And you might be thinking, like my market isn't going to give me video testimonials. Or you might be thinking, no, everybody in my industry doesn't want their face plastered everywhere. Okay, let me address both. Number one, this one time, and we do this for every client, we run a survey, an NPS survey that gets us all of these marketing insights into why people buy. We did this for a jewelry insurance brand. Jewelry insurance. We ran the NPS survey. They are obviously an awesome brand. We got a lot of responses. Everybody that was a 9 out of 10. Then we run our UGC campaign after that and we say, hey, do you mind recording yourself for 30 seconds a minute, answering these questions and just saying what you enjoyed about the experience? And we had like over 50 videos in under 24 hours come back. Crazy. And then those videos are used on the landing page and they're used on the ads, etc. Now, not all videos are created equal, and then our clients need to repeat this every quarter because some people are just a bit creepy on camera, and that's okay, but we can't use them all. So we take the best ones, we test them out, and then we start to have this UGC, right? UGC is not just for e-commerce. We use those same principles for our clients in the service-based industries. So if you don't have them and you don't think anyone will give them to you, they will. You've just never asked, or you've never asked properly. And if you say, yeah, but like our clients, like, you know, they're big brands or they want to stay secret, cool. When we have clients that have that, we just lean into that. Hey, like we can't like tell you who this is, like who this like big CEO is, and we help him to save his marriage, because all of our clients, like we sign an NDA and everything is airtight. We'll never expose who you are from working with us. You just lean into that, right? But you can still have a testimonial or a case study and then just have it as impressive guy at some company. That's how you would do it. So with the video testimonial, once you get them, how do you leverage them? And this is where I see a lot of people stuff it up because they'll just like slap them on their page and they expect people will watch them. People don't do what you want them to do. I don't know if you've found this out yet. So what we want to do instead is force consumption. So on our pages, what we want to have is the video testimonial. Make sure it's a good freeze frame, something interesting. That doesn't have to be like a perfect smile, but something organic with the person. They can be in like a weird face, like half talking, that's fine. What I want to get across though is you want to do excerpts of the quote. Like you want to pull out the benefit or pull out the quote. And that's what I mean by forced consumption. So you never slap a testimonial video on the page. You want to have the quote associated with it. The next thing from the social proof menu, it's make the dream outcome tangible. Sometimes it's really hard to show what you do. I get it. How can you show that? You gotta get a little bit creative, right? So here's some examples. Our goal is to try and figure out how to use this on all client campaigns. And your goal is to show, not just tell. The more you can show, the better. The more people are gonna trust you and the more likely they are to give you their money. That's the goal of what we're doing here. I want to help you inject as much of these into your campaign as possible. So what I want you to think is, what would demonstrate the end result? What would demonstrate the dream outcome, and how can you make it more tangible? How can you show it? As an example, when we work with mortgage brokers, like big mortgage broker companies, they're like, oh yeah, but we've got nothing to show. Well, yeah, but you don't sell a mortgage, you sell someone getting into their dream home, right? So show people putting the sold sticker on there. Or what you can do is show, even if you just mock it up, show like a letter from the bank with approved on it, right? Or here, when we work in self-publishing, like showing people holding the book. Because what I want you to think about here is like, you don't sell a product or a service, you sell entry into a desired after state. And the more you can show that, and the more you can show real people, the better. Next one, not groundbreaking, but very easy, logos. Okay, so when to use it, you want to try and cover all of these things. The clients that you have worked with, so any big marquee clients, for example, I would plaster the Linktree logo, the Kogan logo, the Wayflyer logo, and a bunch of my other logos that we've worked with as part of our client experience, because people recognize those logos, they trust that brand, and now they trust me, and now they give me money. That's how it works. That's how you want to do it. Certifications, especially when you're in finance, medical, those sorts of things where certifications are very important. In digital marketing for me, like, yeah, we can chuck up like our Google Ads partnership logos and Facebook certifications. Some people care about those. What my clients care about is the results. Can you actually do it? Most agencies suck. Can you actually make me money? So we show a lot more of that. Awards, any awards you've won, some target markets weight that higher. If you have it though, just show it. And who you were trusted by. So how some people might do that is like, it's not even a client, it's like, here's the software we work with. And it's like, oh yeah, I use Microsoft and I trust Microsoft, now I trust you. That's what we're trying to get here, right? What are these logos? So here's some examples. Here's one for a doctor, like they've got a lot of certifications and awards. Here's one for a mortgage broker who have won the top like broking awards. Here's one for I think that same mortgage broker, but showing the lenders. So here's the lenders that we're trusted by, and a couple of other examples. But this is how you can leverage those logos into your marketing. Next, social proof that we can inject. Hopefully you've been getting Google or Trustpilot or other text-based testimonials, right? And if you don't, make it a KPI for your account managers or whoever deals with your clients, because you know, what you incentivize, you get. So maybe give them like $50 or something, but for every one they get. So you will have a block of this, or we have a block of this. And when I say block, I mean panel on the page for all of our clients. We might use Google reviews, Trustpilot, etc. We're not only going to leverage, like we're going to show the 5 stars or the 4.5 or whatever it is, because just seeing the stars subconsciously tells them to trust you. And then we're going to show that it's legit because it comes from Google, it comes from Trustpilot, and those are very hard to fudge. If you don't have those already, that's fine. Just design them up, put some stars on there, and you can use similar resources. But the goal here is, what we will often do is what most people get wrong is they'll just put a testimonial slider on their landing page and they're like, proof. That's not enough. You got to use social proof with intent. So throughout the page, we're usually like harnessing the proof and figuring out the hierarchy of the proof. But how I leverage this is more of a like infinite scroll. So maybe towards the bottom of the page, depends on the market, depends on the proof the client has. But maybe let's just say like 2/3, 3/4 down, we'll just put a wall of testimonials. Same as the video testimonials, I recommend still having the forced consumption, which is the headline, because otherwise you're hoping that somebody will read it. Other ways that we use that is like highlighter or just choosing the own excerpts ourselves. So that's the Google and text testimonials. That's what you can do, and that's how you can implement them. Next, I call this external proof, and you can use it when you're low on proof. So we use it if a client is low on proof to prove a point as well. From one of Oren Klaff's books, he talks about these 3 external motivating factors: technological, economical, social. And these help you to like prove a point, right? The other thing is, if you look at these examples, we're leveraging big logos and proving our point. We're not just like saying, hey, you should invest in property, or hey, you should think about your retirement. We're saying, yeah, we think that, and here's these big publications that have a lot of trust in the market who say the same thing. So the point we're trying to make is valid and you should trust us. Next is the native proof. what I say native proof, because native meaning like you've got a screenshot of an email, you've got a screenshot of a text message, you've got a screenshot of a Slack message. And these look ugly on your page, but that's the point. They become a pattern interrupt. And a pattern interrupt means they're not like beautifully designed. Like someone's just going to scroll through, someone's going to stop and notice these. Now, also people just kind of assume you're not fudging WhatsApp messages and emails and Slack messages, right? So if you're not already doing it, you should have a Slack, if you use Slack, like a wins channel. We have this in our company and our team just posts so many wins. It's awesome. And then I can screenshot those and use those in my campaigns. So then I have like this whole thing of proof that I can have all of these native screenshots, again, as more ammunition to prove that you can trust us, that we get the results, and that you should work with us. So what I want you to do now is pause this video, email your account managers, your sales reps, whoever talks to your marketers or working with them, and say, hey, send me the best 3 to 10 feedback screenshots that you've got recently of results, where clients like, holy shit, Amanda, I just got $100,000 from the thing you do. Oh my God, like imagine showing that on your page and imagine how much more authority and trust that will build than you just saying, yeah, we're the best, trust us, give us your money. Totally shifts the frame and shifts the authority. And then you're not relying on them to believe you, you're relying on them to start believing their peers. And they're much more likely to believe their peers than some company. Okay, so that's the native proof. Next up, we have the sliding image panel. So when we use this is when the client has great images to use, or when we want to get across a certain feel on the page. Now, as an example, this is like especially true when you like tangibly do something like a home builder, right? Or this like home remodeling company. So we would have the sliding scroller on there. Or when you have a real community feel or an emotion that you really want to tap into on the page, that's where I would use a lot more of these. So for example, for a lot of our coaching clients in the community, we'll use a lot of these image sliders. Other than that, like if you're in finance, you don't really need an image slider of like people smiling at your bank. I mean, you could test it. Everything's worth a test, but it's not in the hierarchy of social proof. It's not your most important. So that is the sliding image banner. Next up, we have a social media post. So we use this when the client is big on social media and has an impressive number of followers or likes, because that tells us in our head, unfortunately, that somebody is listening to and is an authority, right? So we might take a screenshot of their account and just like have it on there, especially if we're tying it in with like founder credibility and proof, or if it makes sense in the campaign. Yeah, you can just literally have it on the page. We will often as well, if they have a big social media following and they do really well on social media, we might just have like some of their best social media posts related to the campaign we're doing and show them on there. And then you can see like all of these likes and views and engagement. And like the whole reason why social proof works for your marketing to build trust is because we're looking for cues from our tribe to tell us that we should trust someone or we should do something. So that's why this really works. And finally, the 12th thing that we're looking for when we work with a client is, do they have an awesome explainer video? Because video is very, very powerful and builds those affinity links and builds those connections with brands to people. So we use this when a client has a great explainer video. It could be standalone, above the fold, or part of a section. And we might use it in sections more than once. But here's an example where we might have it above the fold because it's so powerful, we want somebody to watch it. Otherwise, we might have it a little bit further down in more of a like about us, about me section, and people can watch it as well. So team, those are my 12 best hacks to help you to inject more social proof into your marketing campaigns, build more trust, and make more money. Let me know in the comments, what was your favorite? Do you have any others that I can add to this list, to my social proof menu? I would love to know. But team, from here, it is choose your own adventure. You have one of 3 options. Number 1, if you want to keep DIYing this and watch more YouTube videos, the next video I would recommend is this one, which is the 3 ways to get testimonials from your clients with a proven free template so you can start building more of that proof. Choose your own adventure option number 2 is if you want to go deeper and learn more of this psychology and how to create awesome offers to get more leads, then go through this program, our Industry Domination Offer Creation Program. It'll show you exactly how we create awesome offers to get high quality leads. It's just $17. 2,000 people have been through it. My highly biased opinion is that it's freaking awesome and I hope you enjoy it. Or team number 3, if you are a 7 or 8 figure service-based brand, you want to get predictable, consistent, scalable leads, qualified leads, and profitably scale your brand, there's a link in the description to apply for a free strategy session with us. We will map all of this out for you before you pay us a cent and make sure you're a good fit for us to help you to go to the next level. Other than that, I appreciate your time and I'll see you in the next video.